Star City Pride was going to be the biggest festival last year with over 4,000 attendees. Hundreds of volunteer hours had gone into creating a spectacular event that had taken place for the past 15 years. But you know, I should have known that something was wrong when Channel 8 News gave me a call asking for an interview about how the weather would be impacting the event. Needless to say, the weather greatly altered the festivities. In a matter of minutes, a storm came through, causing tens of thousands of dollars in damages. And once the skies cleared, we surveyed the festival grounds, and I was honestly at a loss of how we were going to recover. But let me tell y'all something, Lincoln showed up. The next day, volunteers started arriving at 9 a.m. asking how they could help. Even the mayor showed up. And businesses like Doss House and Mana Games opened their doors to attendees at a moment's notice. It was nothing short of miraculous. And this is when I truly knew that there was something remarkable about the community I'd found myself in. But more than anything, it reminded me that Pride is not about a parade or a festival. Pride is about the people and the community that makes us whole. It's about the queer and trans youth who are searching for belonging, just like I was. It's about making sure they have a space where they can feel safe, seen, and accepted. And I know a lot about what it takes to be seen. As a trans man, I have felt the pressure to be outstanding just to be invited to the table, to be more accomplished, more polished, more perfect, because anything less means being invisible and invalidated. The day after I came out to my mother and stepfather, I moved out of my childhood home. I was 17 years old. I stayed with my father and then my best friend's family and later my grandparents in order to get to work or school. All the while, I found affirmation and acceptance in my teachers and peers who appreciated me for who I really was. Years later, I found my way to Lincoln to work in policy and advocacy work, and I was only gonna stay here for a year. But then I got invested in the community. Volunteering with Out Nebraska and Star City Pride helped me understand the queer experience in Lincoln. But I also recognized that my desire to get involved stemmed from my determination to prove my worth. This desire really began when I first came out because I wanted to prove to other people that I was worthy of being welcome. And this manifested into so many other things, whether that was being Lincoln's Outstanding Young Citizen of the Year, or the Board of Education Outstanding Young Man, or USGLC Next Gen Global Leader. And I say all of these things not to brag, but because each award, each fellowship, each scholarship is a representation of my intrinsic need to prove myself worthy of being welcome. And the more that I began to think about this, the more I began to understand that we shouldn't have to be extraordinary just to be respected. We should be enough just as we are. And that's when I truly began to think even more and more about my belonging in this community and also those around me who contribute to me wanting to stay in Lincoln as well. And I can honestly say that I am one of the lucky ones. I am one of the people who has found my family here in Lincoln as well as back home in Texas. And it's those same people who keep me here because when I feel that pressure to always be more, they can ground me and remind me of who I really am and that I don't always need to be perfect to be respected or to be welcome, but rather I am just enough as I am. And so I encourage you all to think about who do you know needs that reminder as well, and who in your community will be there for you to help you clean up when the inevitable storm comes through your life too. Thank you.